Hi everyone, Heather Palapple here. If you haven't noticed already, I really love to draw. I've been drawing since I was old enough to hold a crayon or pencil. I turned 39 in October. I'm actually a classically trained portrait artist. I went to Laguna College of Art and Design. I did a 4-year bachelor's degree, started in 2002 and graduated in 2006, and I've been a professional artist ever since. Can you guess yet which kind of flowers these are? I know it's hard to tell at this stage. If you haven't watched my other flower drawing videos yet, I recommend you do so. I actually simultaneously post my videos on a lot of social media platforms. I post on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. I post on YouTube. Now you'll notice I do a lot of back and forth looking. In video format, I don't know how, annoying that probably looks. But my training did teach me to look more at the object I'm trying to draw versus looking at the paper. Because when you look at the paper too much, you're more using your memories to try to draw it, which aren't always very accurate. And when you're looking at a reference image and you're trying to represent what you're seeing, it's important that you really do look at it. You're not trying to interpret it. You're not trying to change anything. You're literally trying to copy it exactly, which can be pretty difficult for a lot of artists, especially when they're first learning and trying to figure it out. It does take practice. I'm not gonna downplay that, but it's not, once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. So I've been doing a lot of these. Actually, I think I've done all of these in the sped up time-lapse version, but since I've decided on this one to talk while I work, I think I'll be posting this one in real time so you can see. It's not that quick. The time-lapse definitely makes it look like we do this way faster than we do. So I believe all the flower videos I've posted so far were 100 times sped up, how long it actually takes me to do. I wasn't happy with where I was going with it, and so I ended up erasing and trying again. The other thing about artists is we do make mistakes, pretty often. And instead of just giving up and walking away, we, try again. On to the second flower. And mind you, this is just the sketching portion. Then I gotta go back with the ink and ink it, and then erase all these lines I'm making right now. So these sketch lines are just a guide, kind of point me in the right direction of where everything needs to go. And at this stage, I can just erase if I make a mistake, whereas once I go to the ink part, obviously I won't be able to erase it. So when I'm working a flower that has so many petals going in so many different directions like this, not only am I kind of looking back and forth at what petal I'm drawing and where it needs to go, but I'm also needing to kind of use other petals as references. That way I don't make it too high or too low, make it too big or too small. The whole time I'm working, I'm thinking about all these things. This one's shaped a little more curved. This one almost has a triangular shape. So just constantly analyzing everything I'm doing, constantly verifying that everything, it's like a puzzle, everything's working together the way I need it to. Example, right here, I made these two petals too low because there's a couple more that need to fit under it. So I'll erase and then I'll go back in. Also aware that chances are no one's gonna actually see the photo reference I'm using. So, you know, if I don't do everything exactly the way the image is, I mean, no one's gonna know. Thing is, I will. I'm a perfectionist. I actually am fascinated by the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. And I'm aware that, you know, flowers, especially flowers like this, even though it does look like a big mess of petals, they are growing in that pattern. And, you know, the way my mind works is I know if I get those petals in the wrong places or the wrong sizes, it's just not going to look right. You know, we inherently in our brains are aware of these patterns, and if they don't follow that pattern just right, you know, you'll look at it, you'll say, oh, that is a pretty flower, but in your mind you're going to think something looks off, something's not right. It's tempting to just sort of whimsically just do random shapes to imply these petals, but I like trying to get them as close to reality as I can. I like people looking at it and going, oh my gosh, I want to get that as a tattoo. Or I want this, you know, hanging on my wall. I want to give Heather money so she can keep making art. I'll be curious to see in the comments if you guys appreciate me kind of narrating my methods here. If you guys do like it, I can continue making videos like this. So for the people who question the prices artists charge for their work, especially when they compare it to the cheap knockoff printed stuff at, you know, Walmart or whatever, you can see, I mean, I'm over an hour into just sketching this. I still have to ink it, I still have to shade it. My outside, you know, vocalization of my thought process kind of shows you how much mental energy goes into this. I mean, when I'm doing this all day and I finally, you know, stop for the night, I'm exhausted. My head, I mean, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out. You know, yeah, it looks like I'm just sitting here, but my brain and my hand are working hard. So I'm looking at now this negative space, and I need to compare it with objects. So the tip of this one's here, and it's higher than that. So it should be here, but it needs to be lower than this. So maybe here. Let's see what that looks like. This petal looks like it has wings. That's not lining up now. So did I do all of these in the wrong place? Yep. If at first you don't succeed, try your best. Picture cut off where they actually end, so I'm gonna have to take artistic license and figure out where they need to go. So you can see now I take all those scribbly pencil lines and I actually zoom in my reference photo. The first pass with the pencil is rough, right? It's scribbly, it's rough, it's hashing out where everything goes and sizes and alignments and all that fun stuff. Now that that's been figured out, Now I can use this pen and I can really focus, you know, and I can get all those little details just the way I want them to be. Time management when you're an artist can be tricky because, as you can see, some of these things just take time. I mean, I could try to be lazy and I could try to rush it, but quality is important to me, and in my head, rushing it really isn't an option. It can be tempting, I'm not gonna lie, but in the end, doing a good job supersedes anything else. This flower has so many petals and very few patterns. You know, when there's a pattern, like, I don't know, dragon scales, you know, even though those scales are just as detailed as the petals on this flower, if they're regular, I could get into a groove and I could just do petals or do scales that are mostly the same size, they're in a pattern, and they can be done more rhythmically and more quickly. Whereas these petals being completely asymmetrical, completely irregular, I can't just bang them out. I have to focus. I have to verify that they are where they're supposed to be and they're the shape they're supposed to be and the size they're supposed to be. And that takes time. I have to pause every so often. I have to evaluate every so often. I have to really focus and make sure the shape that I want to do is going to fit in the spot that I want to put it in. I mean, because you know what? This is looking pretty darn cool. At least I'm at a point where I can see that what I'm doing is worth the effort, that it looks pretty cool, and fingers crossed, people buy it, people pay for it, people make this time I'm spending worth it. I'll tell you what, I just checked the clock and checked my calendar. From this point, from the beginning to this point, I'm already 4 hours into this one. Most of the other flowers were done by 4 hours, if not earlier. And I'm not even halfway done, and I'm already at the 4-hour mark. So the peony is a quite petally flower as well. So this one, you know, isn't going to be fast either, but it definitely won't take as long as the other one. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to shade these, I mean, we'll see, relatively quickly. Because I really did want to try to finish the last 2 flowers today. I have ideas. I'm chomping at the bit to tell you guys what I'm actually doing here. And for the record, no, this is not for a client at all. This is This is side work I'm doing while I wait for clients to come in. It's been painfully slow this year, and I am having huge areas of time with no scheduled clients. And I am not the type to just sit around and wait. I am the type to do things and work. So in my quote-unquote, well, it's not downtime because it's not my day off, but I'm actually not even taking days off right now. I've been working on this and ornaments because my brain won't let me rest until I have enough money to pay my bills. Which means when I don't get enough work and I don't make enough money, I don't give myself the luxury of taking a day off. I need to work until I make ends meet, and then I earn the right to take a day off. And with how slow it's been lately, I've been graciously giving myself one day off every month or two. And yeah, I'm getting tired. But see, guys, if you stay tuned, I don't want to be that guy, but if you stay tuned, you know, subscribe, follow, whatever, and watch my videos and find out what it is I'm doing this time and actually like it and actually want to buy it, and, you know, get your friends and family to buy it, and, you know, share and maybe make this go viral, I could make enough money in the sales to take a day off. See, you'd be doing me a huge favor. You would be, you know, graciously letting me let myself take a day off. So at this point, I had been working from sunrise and the sun had set. I was very, very tired. I'm sure you could hear it in my voice. And although I was set up to talk the whole time, I stopped talking at this point and just focused on what I was doing. By the time I was finished with these flowers, it was already pretty late and I had worked 13 plus hours that day. So needless to say, I didn't get the other 2 flowers finished. I did them the following day. There is a video of those 2 in the works, but not posted yet. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for sticking with the longest video I've made so far. I hope you like it. These by far were the most detailed and difficult flowers I'd done in this entire project. But after a couple more hours of shading these 2 flowers, they were finally done. I hope you liked them. Have a great day.